All right. Any question is for us?
We are here throughout the few days, but Aditya, so boleh bahasa Inggris, boleh bahasa Indonesia.
Regarding the golden visa, the EU golden visas, can we have multiple golden visas or we can only choose one? That's number one. And number two, this golden visa is 5-year renewable, right? If let's say within the next 5 years, rules and regulations of the new visa is, let's say, changed. Let's say they increase the
threshold.
the threshold. Are we affected by it or are we already old?
So let's start from the second question.
Yeah.
So regarding the Greek Koga, now it's given that whenever you invest, okay, if you invest dates for, let's say, as long as you hold this current visa, the same visa you started, you will follow the law based on the year that you invest. So if you invest 2025, the only law that you're gonna follow you as long as you called it, unless your visa expired and you don't renew it, okay, it's gonna be today's law. So whatever is gonna happen next year or the years after, it doesn't matter. Okay, you'll be unconstitutional for a future law to go respectively to change the tabs. We've never seen before in the history this happening. So this what I want to tell you about the future and the basically the renewal also of your visa. Also, I know since you asked me this, I want to tell you that also, for example, that you today you have two paths that you can choose. Okay, you either can invest immediately with a full amount and start the education immediately because this is given by the law, this is required by the law to make the whole investment in order to start application of the golden visa. Otherwise, you cannot. But at the same time, as a developer, personally, I'm giving you the flexibility to pay with a payment plan until the completion of the project. So you have to choose one of these two. If you choose the second path, let's say we are like 1 year payment plan, for example, right? In that case, even if the law changes in between, right? Let's say it changes to 6 months, we will have enough time until the bill passes the parliament, until the discussion done, until they will also give certain deadlines, because we have already experienced from previous changes of the law, they will give like at least 6 month deadline for you to finish with the investment and finalize the contract. Okay, the 6 month window is the minimum. So even in that case, you haven't finalized and complete your investment, even in that case, if the law changes, it will still be eligible and guaranteed with the current law, as long as you at least pay the 10% deposit. This is the most important part that I want you, everyone, to keep in your mind. The first and foremost, most important part of your investment guarantee. Today's law, your eligibility for this law is 10% down payment. Okay? Then we go together, sign MOU agreement, and I submit to the authorities, and then this will mean that you have applied based on the current rule. On the first
Yes, you can have a few golden visas. Some of our Philippine clients have both portable and stand-alone visas. But I mean, it's not a lot of point for you to have 2 golden visas per evening.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the European golden visa, unless you mean other jurisdictions, but the European golden visa, it's pretty much about the same benefits. Now, if you want to go to Dubai golden visas, there somebody do.
Ada lagi Bapak Ibu pertanyaannya? Ada pertanyaan lagi? Ya. Apa you want?
Yeah, so Google minus the property after we buy you or the get to, and it's by citing something like.
So based on the golden visa of the day, you are not able to take over it. You're not able to short-term rent. So it has to be long-term. Now, you have the option of choosing one of our affiliate companies to take. Laxani's Rentals is a brand name, which we can manage and guarantee the returns of 4% that I mentioned before, 4% net without. Or this is optional. If you want to do it by yourself or you want to choose someone else, you can do it. At the end of the day, although it's not in my favor, but there it is. If you choose to do it by yourself or have an external property management guy will have obviously a management fee, right, for all the operational expenses, you will be almost impossible to get as high return as this. And I think Judith also that has done a thorough market research on the market will tell you the same. It will be very difficult. And actually, I'm telling you this, which is not in my favor because I add up a lot of property management hassle from your liability. You will be very focusing this highs in the one.
Because it's next, actually, they look after property management, guineas, and also sponsor taxes. So you get 4% KDP, this acts. Yes, you will be able to open a JAKARTA that takes. Ada lagi Pak message maybe?
Oh yeah. So as let's say we are selling the property, to help us do that, and is it like Australia where we sell property can only be utilized with PRs or Australian citizens or people that's
Yeah, it's not like Australia. I sold 500 Australian properties, so I can answer that. You can sell to anyone. Well, locals or foreigners also can. There's no capital gains tax. Australia capital gains tax is 32%. So there's no capital gains tax. And who will sell? We will help to sell as a sort of a book. So we're realtors, first and foremost. So we usually work with a network of real estate agents, and we will, of course, want to pitch to help you sell. Actually, when you go there, you will see all the local real estate agents. They will also want to help you sell, so they can tell us, I don't want you to pay you so much fee or whatever, and then we will negotiate your house. But the market at the moment is quite buzzing. You should not need a long time to be able to sell. But we advise you to hold at least 2, 3, 4 years. It's very hard to make money from property if you don't hold it for, at least a minimum of 5 years. But 5 years time, I'm sure in eBay.
so we can sell and buy as long as we take a threshold of about
250. So it has to be a conversion property from commercial to residential. And yes, you can sell and buy. Every 5 years, all we need to show is that you own a property in this category.
It's like based on the cars law.
It's on the current law. It's the best on the law you enter into. Yes. So within the market, actually, you can sell. Right? You can. You can make money, you can sell, but you need to buy something. And I don't suggest yes. So I suggest then you sell after your 5-year renewal so that we have time to swap a property, because if it's 6 months before and we have to submit that, you panic, I can work on it. Ini apa? Kalau mau exit, then harus you need to stay. And the minimum stay lebih dari more than 6 months, yeah? If you want exit, totally exit, then so if you want to exit, you can sell the property, then you give, then you become president and dulu long term resident dulu, you need to stay lebih dari 6 bulan, more than 6 months at least cut there. Yeah, and then you become a PR.
Citizen. You can become a citizen.
He said you don't want to. PR, also resident.
Oh, you can get a citizenship.
Long term resident. Not a citizenship.
You get tax rate, no?
Yeah. You choose, but I need to stay long. Yeah, you just stay. There you can exit the
Tax residency, you will 1 year though. Like as long as you stay 6 months, right?
Yeah. So there's a difference between tax resident and older visa holder. But once you stay more than 6 months in a year, you become a tax resident. Then you have to pay Greece tax on all your worldwide income. But the golden visa doesn't need that. In fact, there's 0 stay requirement. So if you're a golden visa holder, you're not subject to worldwide tax. You just pay tax on your rental income. So only taxed on the rental income that you receive from Greece. Yeah. So, but anytime you can also exit the program and sell your property. Yeah. So it actually offers you a lot of flexibility, and I think it's a great perceive this.
Can you update us? Can you update us on the Greek economy? Because last time we did a cause, I think it's on the crisis, right? It was that cis member continent. So does it? Well, it's you were told the economic girl of other years.
Sure. So yes, we had huge financial crisis. Okay, and that took at least a downturn for 5 years, 6 years in the economy. It was only going down. Properties went 67% down. It was one of the biggest shits in Europe. Today, I believe we have the biggest GDP growth rate in the whole EU of 2.2%. It's far beyond the average of the EU passes, which is 1%. So, and that has been the same for 2 consecutive years, actually. Unemployment rate is at record high lows. I believe also that. We are being approaching and invested from bigger players the past years. Also very important factor for the economy. So all these parameters, and actually the fact that we had a 67% reduction in mid-years markets, actually gives you want more? No. So the fact that we actually not such a big reduction in real estate prices gives an opportunity for today's investors, because if we are one of the top most affordable real estate markets in Europe right now. I don't know how much your question, or it's there, but we are one of the most affordable real estate markets in Europe as we speak, and top 3, I guess. So actually, both the economy is growing, but also the entry point today as a time is on a very ideal basis if you want to get a very strong upright in the next 5 years, 5 to 3 years, with your investment.
So how do you foresee the rental market still for the next 5 years? Will it be still 4% or lower still? Can it grow more beyond 4%?
The real yield directly the real estate market grows. First of all, they will have 5 to 1 demand to supply ratio in property rentals. 5 to 1. Okay? This is a very important figure of demand reuse. The demand size that it is to. But also, directly because the market right now is on the upside, on the ascending side, let's say, as we speak. The same goes with the rentals. Okay? Just the economy is running also, rentals go out. So I would say, in general, the rentals are growing. I cannot tell you for our contract because our contract is an agreement, right? And I think I'm very, I would say, beneficial agreement for you. It's on the very high. Actually, the amount we'll give you for rentals, if you compare it on the average market price today, it's like having, like getting a rental for a luxury property in a particular neighborhood, in a particular location. So it is that right. But in general, I can tell you that, especially on a 5-year window, the rentals are growing. Even on a 3-year window, I can tell you, generally the markets.
I see a trend, right? So we've marketed Australian property, UK property, and UK is like London, Manchester, Birmingham, and Portugal property from 2016 to Spain property. I think for during the downturn, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Greece were affected, right? As 4 countries. And then as I travel there, I see Spain picked up first. So Madrid became more and more beautiful. And we sold property in Madrid for 5,000 per square meter, 6,000, 7,000. Now in the middle of Madrid, it's about 30,000 per square meter. Lisbon was similar. A bit later, maybe 2-3 years later after that. And then it went up from like 6,000 per square meter, and now it's about 10,000 per square meter in these cities. So it's I see that trend for Greece, Athens particularly, and that's why actually amongst all the properties you saw in that chart, I picked these two properties to showcase, because like Andrati, Kolonaki, which is the highest net worth area in the city. So you definitely see like a difference. Where you get into Kolonaki, you see one of our webinar or one of our seminar attendees, she stayed there for 3 months. She said, immediately you feel people are more uppity and all that in that kind of area. So that's Kolonaki, and it's growing, right? That area has to break this, but we don't have sky space, so it's not like here they can build up. Whatever level is there is that sky space. You cannot build up, not even one level up, right? So lots of people are moving into Athens. The city is growing. Even by just birth rate, the city is growing. There's no sky space. But building cost is going up over the next 10 years. I think building cost will be at least 40% more than East today. The property has to go up the price. There is no excuse that it cannot, right? And more so, it hasn't gone up so much yet compared to France, compared to Italy, compared to Spain, compared to Portugal. So it has to go up. Therefore, just in general, I think it's a great time to invest. And the economy has picked up. It's the strongest boot in
One interesting statistic actually that we have mentioned is that today's prices are still 17% lower than 2008 prices before the financial crisis. With that stronger economy. So I think this can tell you about the potential growth at least for the next 5 years in real estate. And as I say, always in my clients, this is first and foremost an investment. The golden visa is just a bonus, a big bonus, right? But a bonus, right? At the end of the day, you're putting your money to work. Both from a higher perspective, the mental return you're getting, and the total ROI, which is also the added appreciation on your